Hi, it's Joseph, and welcome back to the San Miguel de Allende Secrets video channel here on YouTube. As always, if you need more information, in the descriptive box below, there's links to various websites, including Amazon.com, if you're interested in purchasing any of the books in the best-selling series, San Miguel de Allende Secrets. And today, on our Day of the Dead month, we're going to talk about Death of a Clown. For over a year, I spent every Tuesday night learning how to tell a story in 5 minutes or less at the local theater's open mic. Granted, I was normally the only storyteller among musicians, but it led to me giving one-man shows that segued into tours, books, lectures, and heaven knows what else in the future. Most of my stories had a comic bent and had me leaving the stage feeling empowered and flying high. Then, one night, I told the following story, which made me realize I could also make an audience cry, as well as I could make them laugh, and I hope to never do it again. A few years back, I had returned to Pennsylvania to line up hospice care for my dying and now demented mother, when my brother's wife called to say Mike, my ill and oldest brother, was not expected to survive beyond the weekend. Pat, another brother, and a sister, Kitty, and I drove a few hours down into the very dicey area of Philadelphia to say goodbye. Mike, my sick brother, had left his seminary studies many years ago to marry a Jewish gal and join a traveling circus as a clown. His act was Farmer Toone, his wife, and their kid, the goat. In my 9-year-old eyes, he was so cool, if only because he had access to both farm animals and unlimited popcorn. Upon our arrival, we were told that death was a matter of hours away. Mike's kids trickled in between code blues. I find myself oddly fascinated by Mike's heart monitor numbers. The numbers bounced up and down for no apparent reason. It's as addictive to watch as a roulette wheel. As we sat for hours in the waiting area, I passed the time by quizzing all my nieces and nephews on their life's loves and interests. Mike's wife came from Mike's adjacent room back to the waiting room, uttering the doctor had said something about time and she should leave the room. For some unknown reason, this channeled my inner Joan Rivers, and I did a stand-up act using for material everything I had learned about the Toones earlier in the day. For good measure, I threw my clients, employees, my own kids, and even my 13 pounds of fluff that worships me, the dog, under the comedy bus. Once I was done my set, I went back into Mike's room for an update. I immediately noticed that Mike's heart monitor was unplugged. What happened to my roulette wheel? Also, Mike's lips were oddly blue. Now I understood why the doctor was fascinated on time earlier, as he was proclaiming time of death. On the awkward ride back, my siblings, Pat, Kitty, and I argued about telling Mom. I saw no point in it. It would only upset her, I said, and she'll find out soon enough when she dies. However, Pat and Kitty wanted her to know, though neither would tell her. Well, great. Unless we make a sock puppet on the way to Mom, that only left me to tell her the sad news. So much for any upside to being the only person she routinely recognized. Surprisingly, my mother took the news rather well, and she had the most restful night she experienced in quite some time. When I look back on this day, I'm grateful for many things, but mostly these three. I had one, my mother, who either had not understood her son's death, or being so close to death herself, comprehended his death all too well. 2, my kids weren't around to hear me joke about them. Teens can't really take jokes at their own expenses. And 3, my brother's recently departed spirit had come through me and delivered a set of clowning genius that most comedians would give their whole lives for. Because, let's face it, I killed. As always, feel free to subscribe below by hitting the subscribe button, and you'll get notifications of new videos as they come out on San Miguel de Allende Secrets.